Are you looking for something?
I'm looking for leaks in the dam. I reckon there's a lurker gnawing at the foundations. The beast grinds its teeth and claws against the stones and wooden beams underwater. If it carries on, the whole dam will soon be undermined.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Sure, stop that beast from gnawing at my dam.
Where can I find the beast?
I'd hunt round on the other side of the lake. Nobody ever goes there. That's probably where its den is.
Did you build the dam?
Yes, I built the dam back when we founded the new camp. Of course everyone helped, but I was the master builder.
You're probably right.
Some people...
You're from the sect camp, aren't you?
We call it the Brotherhood. I'm Baal Kagan. The sleep will be with you.
What are you doing here?
Originally, I was sent here to convince people to join our Brotherhood. But these barbarians are not interested in spiritual enlightenment. Therefore, I'm restricted to selling swamp weed. And that is a popular occupation here. Too popular. I can hardly deliver as much as they want to have.
Why don't they send an extra man here?
Baal Isidro was meant to help me, but he just spends all day in the bar on the lake and trades his weed for rice schnapps. He's addicted to the spirit. I fear I cannot expect any help from him.
I could help you sell your weed to the people.
I can only entrust such a large amount of weed to members of the Brotherhood. But you could help me give out gifts. Not everybody has tasted my goods yet. As soon as they've tried the weed, they'll want more, which means I can sell more.
I thought you could hardly manage to do your tasks now.
Baal Isidro will be taken care of soon. I've already sent a message to Khorinis.
What's in it for me if I hand out the weed for you?
I can reward you in many different ways. You can get magic spell scrolls from me, bearing the powerful magic of the sleeper. Or I can help you join our community if that's what you want. I have very good contacts to Khorinis and Baal Kagan. Both are very close to Barion, our master. I can pay you with plain ore as well if you prefer. 100 nuggets should be enough for your efforts.
Okay, give me the weed. Who do you want me to give it to?
You're sure to find someone who'll take it. Talk to people, but only give one stalk to each person. One more thing. If you let somebody take the weed from you or if you smoke it yourself, our deal ceases to exist.
Sure. Do you want some swamp weed?
I'll give you 10 ore for it. Here. Anytime you need to get rid of some more, just stop by.
Do you want some swamp weed?
I'll give you 10 ore for it. Here. Anytime you need to get rid of some more, just stop by.
Now where are you going?
Where can I go?
To Lares.
I want to see Lares.
I doubt he'll talk to you.
Just you leave that to me.
I won't stop you.
What are you guarding?
We make sure none of Lee's or Gomez's people come too close to Lares.
Where do you want to go?
I want to meet Lares.
Lares is here, but you need a good reason to disturb him.
Mordrag sent me.
Mordrag hasn't been seen here for some time. He's probably changed over to the old camp.
I came here with him.
Mordrag's back? If you meet him, tell him Lares wants to see him.
Mordrag gave me something for Lares.
What is it?
A ring.
Certainly a precious piece. Okay, you can see him.
I want to join your gang.
Oh, yeah? What have you got to show for yourself, then?
Mordrag sent me. He gave me a ring for you.
A precious piece. It's part of normal procedure here to share your booty with your gang leader. But the fact that he gave you the ring proves that he must think a lot of you. I want you to go to him and tell him something from me. Tell him I want somebody in the sect camp. The Brotherhood is planning something big. I want to know exactly what's going on there.
Is that enough for me to join you?
Mordrag has spoken up for you, but you're not ready yet. Do your tasks.
What else can I do?
Baal Isidro from the sect camp has weed worth at least 400 ore on him. I want you to get it from him. I don't care how you do it. If you have the weed, sell it. Bring me the 400 ore. Then we'll talk again to see if you'll be admitted to the gang.
Where can I learn something?
With me, I can help you to improve your dexterity and strength.
I want to better myself. Hey, how's it going?
Do you want to buy something?
Hang on. I doubt that's ever likely to change.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
Let's talk about something else instead.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
That wasn't very clever. I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya? If you think. Let's talk about something else instead.
Really my problem.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
Better keep out of same old story.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
You're very probably right. Let's talk about something else instead.
You don't look very agile. I could help you.
That won't happen again.
I can show you how to control your body. It's the art of acrobatics.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
Where can I get a bow here?
You've come to the right address for that. I offer good value for good ore.
Who are you?
I'm Wolf. I make armor.
I'd like to learn how to handle a bow.
I can teach you, but I can't do it as a favor. After all, I have to eat as well.
How much?
Anything I teach you will cost you 50 ore. I don't haggle.
I'm looking for better armor.
I can't sell you anything. Lares would kill me if I sold armor to strangers.
How do I get furs and skins?
On the way to the new camp, you'll come across Aiden. He can teach you how to skin animals. Radford and Drax are hanging around in the north of the old camp. It's on the way to the trading square.
Do you trade in anything else?
I buy furs and skins from the hunters. If you get something like that, I'll buy it.
Greetings, magician.
May the blessing of Adanos be with you. I can help you to increase your magic powers or give you some useful items. What can I do for you?
I have a letter for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
We are the magicians of the Circle of Water. The magicians of the Circle of Fire live in the old camp.
But I can't get into the castle. Could you help me?
Well, occasionally we send messengers to our brothers in the old camp. But we only entrust these messages to Lares' men. He's been seeing to it for many years now that our messengers arrive safely.
You want to destroy the barrier. How exactly do you plan to do that?
We need major amounts of magic ore. We'll release the entire magic power in a great magic rite to blow up the barrier. Of course, such a big amount of ore attracts a lot of rogues and crooks. That's why we need a man to defend our plan.
I'd like to join you.
If you want to join us, you should see Lee or Lares.
I'd like to become a magician.
We cannot afford to spread our knowledge among our enemies. We will not even consider instructing you unless you prove your loyalty to us.
I want to acquire magic writings.
As long as I'm not involved.
That wasn't very clever. Hang on, better.
I doubt that's ever likely. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Hi, who are you?
It's none of your business. I don't like your mug.
You have to watch what you...
Shh, hey you.
Who? Me?
Exactly. Come over here.
What do you want?
You've just arrived, haven't you? I noticed it straight away. There are a lot of things you need to know. I can teach you a few things. Besides, you have to watch who you talk to. Butch, for example. That's the guy over there, next to the campfire. Be aware of him.
What's the matter with Butch?
He has the mean habit of beating up the new ones. So you better avoid meeting him.
What can you teach me?
It depends. What do you want to know?
I've shared out the weed.
The first new customers have already been to see me. You've done a good job. What will you have as a reward?
Tell me to join the Brotherhood.
Your request is modest. I'll help you, so listen to me. Baal Kagan is one of the lower gurus, just like myself. Iberion has made him one of his advisors. That has not done him any good. He now thinks he's so important that he'll talk to nobody but his disciples. If you give him this here, it'll loosen his tongue.
Hey, a new face.
Who are you?
I am Gorn, mercenary of the magicians.
What do you have to do as a mercenary of the magicians?
Lee has made a deal with the magicians. He hires the best fighters to be found in the colony, which means us. We take care that the scrapers can mine the ore without being bothered and keep trouble away from the magicians. The magicians make sure we'll get out of here, and we get a small share of the ore as our pay.
Can I stay somewhere here without having to kick somebody out of his hut?
I don't think so. But if that's really what you want to do, go and see Shrike. He's taken the hut right at the front, at the entrance to the cave. It was empty, but it really belonged to us.
Us?
Well, us mercenaries. Mercenaries and rogues live separately here. And none of Lares' gang should be here, on this side of the big hall. It doesn't make much difference, really, but he didn't ask. And you can't let those rogues get away with everything, because then they get real cocky.
What do I have to do to join the new camp?
Before Lee admits you, you'll have to improve your fighting skills. It doesn't matter what weapon you use, but you have to be good. Besides, you should be very experienced with the life here and everything. If you don't want to go to the other camps, you should try to join the rogues before you start as a mercenary. See you later.
Who are you?
I'm Torlof. I was involved in a mutiny as mate of a royal warship. It wasn't such a good idea. The greater part of the crew was on the captain's side. That's how I came to be here.
I'd like to join you.
Lee won't take you on until you get real good. I'm telling you now. And until then, you better stay on good terms with Lares and his crowd. You want some advice, boy? Steal something important from the old camp. Or the old mine. As soon as the boys notice that you're against Gomez, you won't have any more trouble here.
And how do I do that?
You need to win their trust, and then you can rip them off. Do you know where you're heading?
Where?
You're heading straight for Lee, our leader.
What do I need to do to make you let me see Lee?
Nothing. This isn't the old camp, and Lee isn't Gomez. He doesn't need an army of henchmen to hide behind. He can defend himself. We are only here in case he needs us.
Some people never... I would... Hang on! If you think... I'd better keep it.
You're the boss of the Mercenaries, aren't you?
That's right, boy.
Which task do the mage's mercenaries have?
Very simple. Protect the ore, protect the mages. Sometimes the mages have a special task for one of us.
I'd like to join you.
You have a nerve. Do you honestly think I'll just take anybody who walks in here? You can only become one of us after you've spent a certain time in the camp. I'll observe you. Let's talk about something else instead. Let's talk about something
Keep it to you.
Hang on,
There
better
must
not
be
go
something
rushing
about
into
that
anything.
story, yeah. I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. Some people never learn.
Hang on.
That's not...
You're very probably right.
You have to... There must be something about that story after all.
That's really not my problem.
I want to better myself.
Better not go rushing into anything.
Some people never learn. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
You probably... I wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
People never learn.
If you think
That...
I'm not listening
Ah, a visitor. Don't make any trouble here, or else you'll be for it.
I just want to have a look around here.
Then mind you don't step on anybody's feet.
I want to go into the mine.
I can hardly believe you'll manage that. But just speak to Okyl.
I'd better be going.
I hope we understand each other.
Who are you?
I'm the best mining engineer this damn colony has ever seen, my boy. I make sure half our boys don't go getting themselves killed by falling rocks just because they're too stupid to scrape the right places.
I'd like to join you as a scraper.
Oh, yeah? Well, just don't think you're gonna get anything much out of it. There's 3 portions of rice a day. Any extra, you'll have to see to yourself. Do you know why we're doing this? We're doing this job so one day we can all walk out of here to freedom. Well, that means all the ores to be handed in. Then it goes on the big ore mound. Once a month, everybody who's been working here gets 50 ore to get stoned on. That's the most important things you ought to know. Do you at least have any experience on the job?
No.
Of course you don't. Why is it always me? Okay, listen carefully. You take this stuff and put it on. Here. If an ore nugget falls on your foot while you're not wearing your protective clothing, you'll be crippled for life and only worth half of what you were before to us. There'll be a pickaxe lying somewhere around here, but you won't be able to do much with it. Well, so what?
How much ore have you collected so far?
The mages say that we won't need much more. Go to the new camp and have a look at the mound.
Hey, you! You're not one of my men. What are you doing here?
I'll just have a look around here.
Then just watch out that you don't mess up here in the Hollow, else you'll be in your grave faster than you'd like to think.
Who are you?
I'm Okyl. I'm the boss of the Hollow.
I just wanted to have a glance into the mine.
Oh, you just wanted to stroll into the mine. Suppose you don't have a clue what's going on here. Nobody sets a foot in the mine without my permission. Always remember, whoever goes into the mine or the gatehouse without my permission is a dead man.
Will I be allowed to go in?
I don't even know you. Why should I let you go into the mine? Now scram! I have things to see to.
Rely on somebody. Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
I'm not listening to all that blathering.
Why? In there.
Forget it. Silas only wants to see scrapers and rogues in his
I'm
bar.
not listening to all that blathering.
I'm a scraper, and I'm thirsty.
You look like one of those filthy rats. Come on in.
Shouldn't believe everything we hear.
You're probably right.
You don't look very happy.
I'm not. I need to get rid of a whole pile of weed.
You're here to sell goods from the sect camp?
Yes, but I just can't be bothered.
I could sell the weed for you for a consideration, of course.
Forget it. I'm not as drunk as all that. You just go running away with it.
I'll tell you something, you have a problem. Baal Kagan will make sure you'll be replaced.
What? The sleeper have mercy on me. I need to get rid of this stuff.
Here you go. Have another drink on me.
Thanks, man. I'll drink to your health.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
That's not really my problem.
Think about it. Give me the weed and we'll share the profit.
Oh man, I need to get rid of this stuff. You wouldn't try to make me look like a fool, would you?
I give you my word.
Good. Here's this stuff. You should get at least 400 ore for it. That would be 200 for each of us. I'll be waiting here. Come back as soon as you have the ore.
Do you know who'll take bigger amounts here?
If I knew that, I would have gone myself. I feel much better now that I'm rid of this stuff.
There was a time when things... Maybe. That wasn't very...
Lares has a message for you.
Tell me about it.
He wants to know what's going on in the sect camp, and he wants you to find out.
I get the feeling this problem will solve itself.
I doubt that.
It was obvious there would be trouble ahead.
You're from the Free Mine, right?
Right. How'd you find that out?
That wasn't very clever. It was obvious there
I just want to talk to you.
I'm not here to talk.
How are things?
Great. We trade our homemade rice snaps for ore. Well, the boys carry in enough ore. Where should they spend it, if not here?
I want a drink.
You'll have to pay for it.
Damn. Why did you...
What are you doing?
I'm making rice snaps, boy. Here, have a bottle. But don't tell Silas.
How's the distillery going?
I can hardly keep up with these guys. Man, can they drink. That's a good thing, really. While I'm busy, the Rice Lord's lapdogs leave me alone.
How's the distillery going?
I can hardly keep up with these guys. Man, can they drink. That's a good thing, really. While I'm busy, the Rice Lord's lapdogs leave me alone.
What can you tell me about the Rice Lord?
He's a damn swine. His thugs pick on the weak and force them to work in the fields. The only one who could stand up to him is Horatio, but he doesn't do violence. Well, I did once hear him say he'd love to smash the Rice Lord's head in, but he'd never really do it. It'd go against his beliefs.
That wasn't very clever.
People always talk.
It's obvious that they're in trouble ahead.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Same old story every time.
There must be something.
That's ever likely to change.
I need a few things.
People don't need to know it.
It was obvious that there wouldn't be trouble. Maybe. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. People are always yourself.
Some people had better keep out of it.
Was very clever.
Something about that story after all.
You have to watch what you
That's
tell
really
people.
not my problem. As long as I'm not involved.
But keep it to yourself.
I'm somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
That wasn't very clever.
Maybe. That wasn't very clever.
Do you want some swamp weed?
I'll give you 10 ore for it. Here. Anytime you need to get rid of some more, just stop by.
Do you want some swamp weed?
I'll give you 10 ore for it. Here. Anytime you need to get rid of some more, just stop by.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it. You shouldn't believe everything you hear. Maybe. People always talk. As long as
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
Let's talk about something else instead.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
You're very probably right. That won't happen again. There must be something about that story after all.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
Talk about something else instead. That won't happen again. If you think
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it. People always talk.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
Obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
that won't happen again.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
It was obvious that
How's it going?
And what do you want?
I'm not listening to all the
Do you want some swamp weed?
I'll give you 10 ore for it. Here. Anytime you need to get rid of some more, just stop by.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
there was a time. Some people
People always talk.
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
Step aside!
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want any?
Why not? I'll give you 10 ore for it. Go and ask some of the other guys. They're bound to want some too.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want any?
Why not? I'll give you 10 ore for it. Go and ask some of the other guys. They're bound to want some too.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
I thought that...
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want any?
Why not? I'll give you 10 ore for it. Go and ask some of the other guys. They're bound to want some too.
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
I wouldn't like to be in here.
Stop! Nobody may pass without the password!
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
You're very probably right. I doubt that's...
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want any?
Why not? I'll give you 10 ore for it. Go and ask some of the other guys. They're bound to want some too.
As long as I'm not involved.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want any?
Why not? I'll give you 10 ore for it. Go and ask some of the other guys. They're bound to want some too.
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
May I pass through here?
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on any more, you know...
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
What's up? I'd better keep out of it.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
You got some? I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back anytime, brother.
Do you want some swamp weed?
I'll give you 10 ore for it. Here. Anytime you need to get rid of some more, just stop by.
I've sold the weed.
And my 200 ore?
Here it is.
Good. Now I don't give a damn about Baal Kagan anymore. It was a good idea to do business with you.
Let's talk about something. You have to watch what you tell people.
I have the 400 ore.
Good. Very good. I believe that should be sufficient now.
You're probably right.
It won't happen again.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
You have to watch what you tell people.
Was a time. You probably. I better keep out of it. Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I've been thinking the whole thing over.
And? Have you thought of anything better?
You're probably right.
Yes, I want to be able to take on the Rice Lord and his thugs.
Ah, you wouldn't be the first to try.
I will defeat the Rice Lord and his thugs, if you help me.
Good. I've sworn I'll never attack anyone again, but I never said I wouldn't teach anyone else to do it.
I'm all ears.
If you want to hit powerfully, you need to know the right tactics. That's the first thing you learn as a smith. Learn to push your whole arm through, from the shoulder down to the wrist. The better you get at that, the more powerful the blow. You'll get the hang of it pretty quick.
Thanks for your help.
Use your knowledge for a just cause, and for nothing else.
Better keep out of it. Maybe. People always talk. Long as I doubt it's enough.